Hi, my name is Denis Belitsky. I'm the crazy Russian guy who lives in Argentina, and again I'm talking to you from my office in Buenos Aires. And this week I decided to pick a very important subject that actually happens to me, happens to my students, happens to many people I know, and it is what really stops you from getting things done. Okay, I've asked myself this question many times. I've seen many of our students ask themselves this same question, and it happens to me not only a problem to people who are just starting, but actually to those people who are in the mid-range and actually people who are doing a lot of business and who have done many things in their life. Okay, so it's not just such as an uncommon problem. And I've really been thinking about this, and I've read a lot of books about this, and I really been through this many times. Okay, and there's a lot of things around that, many things that you may listen from other people. And for example, divide your day into different steps and divide your goals into different steps, and stay focused and start with aiming and knowing what you're going to do that specific day, and all these things that actually help. But what really happens is, once you're in the field, sometimes something fails and you, for some reason, you're not getting things done. Okay, so I've been really thinking about all those students we have, thinking about myself, and I found a very interesting things around it. The first place, let me give you an example. The first thing I do when I arrive in the office, if I have time, the previous day, I make this list. Here's a list of all the things I have to do that specific day, and this is from the previous days, and it's already messy. And as you can see, what I do during the day is I start marking all the things that I've done during the day. So I need to accomplish all of those specific goals I set to myself on the previous day or in that morning. Now, what happened to me today is I got into the office, and this is a weird day today, and let me give an example about that. So, and this time, and by the way, it's applicable to a question. I'm going to tell you about that question just in a second. So this time, today I got into my office, and it happens to be that we have scheduled a webinar for Tuesday. And it happens to be that for some reason there was a little problem with that, a little technical problem that I needed to solve very fast. Happens is we have different lists in GetResponse and Aweber, and we needed to take all those people and auto-register our subscribers into the GoToWebinar account we have to hold this webinar and to make more money. And that happens to be that for some reason there was a technical issue and this script didn't work. I don't know why. So what I do is, number one, I try to solve it myself. Okay, I'm not one of those very techie guys. I'm not a programmer. I'm not one of those people who can grab a piece of code and just start working that code. I try to solve that. I know a little bit of the basics, but that's it. So I spent 30 minutes or 40 minutes trying to solve that. It just didn't happen. So what I did next is, it happened to be that I thought it was on GoToWebinar's end, and I called GoToWebinar, spent 15 minutes calling GoToWebinar and asking if the problem was on their end. And they said that they didn't really understand the question, and that I should address an email to their support. So I sent an email to their support, and they said that they would be resolving this in 24 hours. Now, you see that this is a very specific question, very specific issue I needed to get done. Okay, and it applies to the question I'm asking myself during the day, not only once in the day, but actually several times in the day. And the question is, Denis, and I am very upfront with myself. I mean, it's my self-consciousness. It's my business. What are you doing right now in order to make money? What are you doing right now in order to get things done? What are you doing right now in order to accomplish that specific goals you wrote yesterday, for example? Okay? And sometimes, and it happens to be many times in the day, is, and I'm not perfect, right? Is that I'm staring at the screen, and for some reason, something that catches my attention. Maybe it's a banner, maybe it's a video, maybe it's something that a family member sent me by Skype and say, "Hey, Denis, look at the pictures of the family," or whatever that is. And it happens to me too. I mean, I have family too, right? So if that happens to me, and I find myself staring at the pictures or doing something I shouldn't be doing at that specific moment because I know what I should be doing, I ask myself that specific question and I get it sorted. Okay, that keeps me on track all the time. Now you may be asking yourself, but Denis, how are you able to do that? And it's because I have a plan in my head, okay? I have schedules in my head. And you don't have to be perfect to schedule your day. I mean, again, look at this. You can be a multimillionaire and still use this piece of paper to write your goals for that specific day, okay? You don't need to be creating a huge, and this happens to many people, by the way. People think that they need specific tools, that they need specific stuff to get things sorted, okay? For example, and that happened to me many times. I'm going to give you an example of one of my students, and we're in the coaching, it was a coaching session. And my student told me, "Oh, Dennis, you know what? I think that not being successful," because we were talking about success and actually what he did during the week, and happened to be he didn't do anything. So he said, "Well, you know what, Dennis, it's not my fault, because truth is, my email box is being bombarded from all those people who sell different stuff. They sell me coaching, they sell me software, they sell me the next push button, whatever that is, solution. And I get distracted and about this and about that and about that and about a new course. And I ended up doing nothing." And I said, "Wait a minute, you bought a course and you're doing a private coaching with me when we established your goals and you knew exactly what you had to do." And he said, "Well, Dennis, I'm sorry, but it's not my fault, it's their fault." And I said, "You know what, you're not gonna like what I'm gonna tell you, but actually it's your fault. Every time you're not taking action, every time you are holding your back yourself, it's always your fault." And he said, "But it's not my fault because they're mailing me. I mean, I just opened the email, I got all those emails in my box." And I said, "You know what, it's your fault because you bought, okay? It's your fault because you started thinking about all those new tools, all those new things you have to have before being successful. And actually what happened to you is you failed because of that." And there's one of the biggest principles I apply in my life, and this is the principle number 3, apart from having a list and apart from asking this question myself, which is what I'm doing right now in order to be successful, or in order to start making money with my business, or in order to get more money if I'm running something very specific, a specific project that actually doing good, for example. Apart from those two things, the third thing I apply in my life, and this is very key, is and I need you to grab this in your mind. I mean, when I first heard it, it just stuck in my mind. It is imperfect action beats perfect inaction. And the best example about this is this video. I told myself, "Dennis, you need to start doing videos about your passion, which is internet marketing and business development, and you will do this video once a week from now for a very long time, maybe forever, okay? Because you enjoy it, because it's part of your business, because it's part of your growing." And I don't have a green screen behind me. I don't have any special light in this room, just open window. My English is not perfect. I'm the crazy Russian who lives in Argentina. I know my English is not perfect. I know my pronunciation is not perfect. I don't have a perfect body. I mean, I'm fat. But who cares about that? Imperfect action beats perfect inaction. So it doesn't matter how perfect you are, but what really matters is how much you do on the daily basis to get your next goal, okay? That is why I don't have any fancy stuff in my business, in my office. I don't have nothing great here. I just have a piece of paper. That's it. Okay? When I do these videos, I don't cut the videos. As you can see, again, it's not perfect. I'm not cutting the videos. I know I make a lot of mistakes, and I really know it, but who cares? I mean, and by the way, you know what? Just leave me a comment about my English. I would love to know if you understand what I'm saying. That's one of the most important things I would like to know. But anyways, fear, and this is one of the most important findings I got during the years doing this and actually starting a business. Fear stops you from success. The only reason you're not successful is you. That's it. Okay? It's not people who are around you. It's not the lack of information. It's not the lack of tools. It's not any of those things that everybody talks about. You need this tool and that tool and that tool and that tool. You don't need more information. You don't need more tools. You only need to know that imperfect action beats perfect inaction. Okay? And with that specific student, it was exactly that. He was fearing to be successful. Okay? So I need you to know, just leave me a comment, what are you doing right now to make more money? Okay, right now, just after watching this video, I need you to do a comment below. What are you doing right now to reach your next goal? What are you doing right now to make more money? What are you doing right now, whatever that is? For example, if you're creating your new business, what are you doing right now in order to do that? Okay, those 3 things are actually what really helped me. Knowing that imperfect action beats perfect action, asking myself that specific question, and of course, be very, very determined, doing these little things, just writing down all of my goals for the next day and executing like crazy, okay? So very simple as that. My name is Denis Belitsky. This was a very interesting video to do, and I hope to see your comments about my imperfect English, my imperfect videos, and of course, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.